So you see me, right? I'm wearing a hoodie. It's the end of May, and I'm in my office, and my office is a little cold, but in the mornings, guys, the mornings here are gonna get crisp and cool. It's gonna feel super nice, especially when that little wind and that little breeze is kicking through. And then it's also gonna help throughout the day, right? Because now in the summertime, the temperatures really fluctuate, guys. It's gonna be nice and cool in the mornings, nice and cool in the evenings, and in the middle of that, during the day, when the sun is out, it's gonna be super hot. So not only is it gonna be a little dry, right? Our humidity is like super low here, especially because we don't get a whole lot of rain. But when we do get rain here, the humidity does tend to tick up. So this whole weather and climate thing, living in the high desert, is my first topic. And a lot of people should reconsider moving up here just because we are at a higher elevation. We don't get a whole lot of rain and snow throughout the year, but when we do, it comes down pretty good. And then also just the temperature patterns, right? Right now, it's already getting into the 90s, the low 90s, but it's not gonna get super hot like Arizona. It's not gonna feel super humid like Dallas. So really that mixture of being in between those two types of weather systems, I guess you could say, is gonna be what Albuquerque is. Now, is it totally bearable? 100%. Is it gonna be a super bad thing that you're gonna be like, oh man, the temperatures just fluctuate so much that I don't even wanna consider living there? Probably not, but it's something to think about, because if you're a person that just wants to have a ton of days where it's always super warm and super nice, Albuquerque might not be the fit for you, because we do get hot. We do have 300 plus sunny days of weather here, but at times it might get a little cloudy, right? You might see some rain just come out of nowhere and the sun is out. It gets like that. So if that really bothers you, really jot it down and make note of it. But if you're like, oh man, that weather just seems perfect, seems like you're getting a little bit of everything, I'm so down, then we might want to have this conversation. But really, guys, I want to remind you that if this is your first time tuning in to the Living in Albuquerque channel, welcome. My name is Eli. Do yourself a huge favor and hit that subscribe and notification bell down at the bottom. That way you guys never miss out on any videos, because I am dropping videos talking about the weather, talking about my crazy outfits, talking about shorts and hoodies every week. And as much as I love doing this, guys, I would love to help you out with your real estate needs, because aside from doing these videos, I am a licensed broker here in the state of New Mexico, and I'd love to help you out with that next move. So that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. If you're looking to move here within the next 90 days, shoot, even the next year, I'd love to hop on a quick Zoom call with you guys. That way we can discuss all the different areas that you're thinking about, really create a home search that is unique to you and what you're looking for, and really dive into the next steps to making this all true. But let's hop into this next topic, guys. So this next topic is kind of a weird one. You would never think that I'd be on here discussing public transportation, but I'm having more and more conversations around this. And people ask me, Eli, am I able to navigate through the city, through the bus route system? Am I able to hop on bike routes? Yes, you sure can. But I'm gonna tell you right now that your life is gonna be a whole lot easier if you have a vehicle. And that's not me just kind of pushing you to buy a car, but it's just gonna make everything way easier for you when it comes to navigating through the city. Because yes, although we do have, hundreds of bike routes, we have the ART bus and the ABQ ride, which really take care of navigating through the city on the public transport system very easily. And then we also have some kind of like one-off things that the city provides, that if you are an elder person, they'll come and pick you up, provide you a shuttle, take you to all your appointments and all that stuff. So that's actually pretty cool. But aside from that, guys, it's going to be very vehicle dependent for the majority of the part. You are going to experience some traffic here and there. And to be honest with you guys, it's only really 2 hours out of the day. It's going to be at 7 to 8 and then from 5 to 6. Outside of that, traffic is not that bad. And for you people that are coming from larger cities like Dallas, Denver, Phoenix, Los Angeles, New York, whatever major metro area that you're coming from, you're gonna feel a sense of relief when you're driving through here, even through the traffic, because you're not gonna be sitting in it for very long. So public transportation, we do have it. Is it the greatest? I don't know. I don't ride it enough to be able to speak on it. I used to ride it a ton when I was a younger kid, when we were skateboarding and navigating through the city, and it did just fine for us. But for a majority of the part, to be honest with you guys, a vehicle is gonna be pretty necessary for you. Next up on this list is gonna be one of my favorite topics, and it's the whole reason why I do these videos is to really help you guys out with understanding what the real estate market is here, and then also interjecting a little bit about Albuquerque and what living here is like. But this topic, the real estate market and the challenges that people are experiencing right now, I'm gonna tell you right now that prices can fluctuate throughout the city drastically. And the key indicators that I tell people that are moving here, and I tell them to look out for these, is the closer you are to the river and the closer you are to the mountains, the more you're gonna pay for that property. Now, there is some one-off neighborhoods that are a little bit more desired than the others that you also may wanna pay attention to. If you're just not too sure exactly what those areas are, what we can do, again, that number popping up in the screen is my direct line, is hop on that quick Zoom call and really talk about all these different areas, create that custom home search for you off of the MLS, based off of your wants and needs and your budgets, and really make it that easy for you guys to really understand and digest all of this information when it comes to moving to a brand new city. But a couple other things that people are noticing is that the homes in some of these areas are a little bit older, so they require some maintenance, right? You may pay $350,000 for a pretty old house from, the 50s and the 60s, depending on what side of town you're on. Really more popular on the northeast side, but on the west side, you're gonna get homes that are kind of from like the 70s, more or less like the 80s and 90s. So the shot of getting a home with less maintenance is probably bigger on that side of town. I don't know, right? Homes are just homes, and there's always gonna be some type of maintenance to keep up with them. So that really wouldn't scare me off, because the house that I'd be purchasing, to be honest with you guys, if I was stepping in your shoes, I would make sure to consider all of that. Like, hey, how well did they keep up with the house? What does this house have to offer? And if I am gonna do some maintenance, what does that look like? Is it gonna be yard maintenance? Because that just comes down to getting off the couch and doing it. Or is it gonna be replacing the roof? And replacing a roof ain't cheap. So it's really dependent on the house, and it's case by case, and I can help you guys really dive into that and kind of determine exactly what you're looking at, especially when we're walking through the homes. But a couple of other things that you may want to consider is that Albuquerque is in demand, right? Our inventory of homes isn't gonna be massive. It isn't gonna be like a super big market like Denver or Phoenix, Dallas, all these great places. We really have only right now about half a month of supply on the market right now, about 1,200 homes in the greater MLS, which is gonna be like Albuquerque and some little areas on the outskirts. So to be honest with you guys, that isn't a whole lot with the amount of people that are purchasing houses here, and anything under $200,000 is getting snagged up pretty quick. So really getting on this call, guys, I can't stress it enough. It's gonna open up the avenues for you guys to really understand what we got going on. You have the conversation with me. I'm able to answer any questions directly with you that you may specifically have based on your situation. So I highly recommend that you reach out anytime. I am the one that answers all the calls, texts, and emails. And this is not a solicitation for that, but gosh, if you're watching this video, you're more than likely planning on moving down here, or if you already live here and you're planning on moving or selling your house, I'd love to help you with understanding all this, right? So feel free to reach out. For me, this next topic, guys, it's not really gonna be something that's super important. It's just not. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. But the limited entertainment and nightlife that we have here is a big one for a lot of people, especially if you're kind of like in this younger kind of crowd, or you're just a social butterfly, or shoot, you just entertain other people. Albuquerque may not be the place for you if you're looking for that, right? We don't have all these big clubs that you're gonna go to where, they're popping bottles, sparklers, and all this stuff. It's really gonna be just regular people. You're probably gonna see the same people every weekend, just because Albuquerque's this small town vibe, right? And it can really become a club where you're just meeting up with friends to have a drink, maybe dance a little bit. But on the flip side, we do have breweries, which provide some type of nightlife at a more kind of like a humble, kind of relaxed sense, because they're hosting like open mics for like local bands and stuff like that. which makes it super cool to just go and enjoy our community and really interject ourselves with the people that are living, working, and doing their thing within those communities, because a lot of the breweries sit within neighborhoods, to be honest with you guys. They're not going to be in these super commercialized areas, so really taking that into consideration. We do have stuff to do here, right? We have like the Top Golf, Main Event, Hinkle Family Fun Center, Cliffs, Dave & Buster's, Round One. So, that aspect of entertainment is there, especially if you got kiddos. And then we do got like movie theaters, Pope Joy Hall, which is kind of like a place where they put on plays and stuff like that. Chemo Theater, ton of bands come through here because we have like a few different venues that are on the bigger part of it, which is going to be like outside. And they just started recently doing more concerts at the Balloon Fiesta. So it's a bigger area. I would assume that it's better to do it there than to do it like at some of these other venues where it's a little bit smaller. I'm not a big kind of concert guy or go out there to the clubs. I've never really been. I've kind of always been this chill guy. I'd rather hang out at home with a few friends and have that kickback kind of mindset back in like high school. Gosh, man, so crazy. But anyways, guys, really interjecting this here for me isn't a big one, but I know for a lot of you guys it might be, so you might want to reconsider that. Or if you're just tired of the nightlife and the crazy kind of fast-paced lifestyle and you just want to live somewhere where it's a little bit more chill, where you can trade the nightlife for an outdoor style of lifestyle where instead of going to the club at night, you're going to be camping in a super sweet spot. New Mexico and Albuquerque may be the area for you, because that's pretty much all of our lifestyles. We get outside as much as we can because of our climate. It fluctuates, but it's so perfect that you can get out pretty much any time of the day and you're just gonna be all right. Put on a little bit of sunscreen if you're like me. Put on a cowboy hat, put on a bucket hat just to really take care of your face, because getting the suntan and of the glasses and stuff like that is pretty embarrassing. But we own it. Albuquerque, as far as entertainment and all that goes, we have enough to satisfy you for a little bit. But if you're going to want more, you're obviously going to find yourself traveling outside of the state and the city. So if you're just all about the outdoor lifestyle and you just want to go and explore as much as you can, Albuquerque is going to have an adventure every weekend for you. And I say every weekend because Monday through Friday, being a big blue collar community here, you're going to be working your ass off during the week and then enjoying yourself and your family and doing things that you love on the weekends. So tons of things to do, especially like pop-up events, holiday markets, holiday events, and farmers markets. So if you're ready to give up that nightlife and you're ready to give up the whole craziness of, this, younger crowd, younger scene kind of thing, Albuquerque might be a perfect fit for you. The last one, and if you guys stuck around long enough, this is gonna be a personal one to me, but the Allergies here in Albuquerque, just because I'm allergic to everything here, it seems like, and I got a panel done and they let me know that I was allergic to everything here, can get pretty bad. And I know a ton of people, even clients that I've recently talked to, that tell me that, man, yeah, I never had allergies until I moved to Albuquerque. Is it gonna be super bad? It's whatever. Just take an allergy pill. But for a majority, guys, when the seasons transition, I know immediately, because my nose starts running, I start sneezing, my eyes get all dry and red, especially when that wind starts to pick up. Like, it's pretty bad. So a couple things that you're gonna wanna invest if you plan on moving down here and you have, pretty bad allergies is a house. If it has carpet flooring, you might want to take it out, right? If it has it, it's not going to be a super big deal, but you might want to think about removing it down the road. Air purifiers, humidifiers, some good nasal sprays, some good allergy medicine, and there's a ton of holistic stuff out there. So if you don't want to continuously take like Benadryl or Claritin Ds and all this stuff, there's a ton of holistic stuff out there that can definitely help out. And if you're wondering what those are, because I take all of them, feel free to reach out. That way I can help you out with that. And again, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line, guys. So if you guys are considering moving down here and the allergies don't really bother you, it's not going to be a super make or break for you. You're just like, it is what it is. I have allergies here. They're not that bad. And I could assume that it's not going to be any worse out there. So if you're okay with that, feel free to reach out. Let's hop on that quick Zoom call. That way we can discuss, allergies and nightlife and outdoor life and all these different areas that you're possibly thinking of moving to. And that way I can best help guide you guys, because in today's video, guys, we went over a ton of topics, right? We went over climate, we went over challenges in the real estate market, we went over the limited nightlife and entertainment that we have here. And to be honest with you guys, these aren't deal breakers. They're really not, because there's ways around it. And when you do hit us up, guys, let me know what's super important to you guys. Is it gonna be the nightlife? Is it gonna be an outdoors life? Is it gonna be, not having to deal with allergies? Because I'm sure we can accommodate all of that and help and guide you in the best direction to satisfy all your wants and needs, guys. But enough of me blabbering off. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. If you're watching this, getting into the weekend, I hope you have a great weekend. If there's anything we can do for you guys, or if you're planning on moving down here, feel free to hit us up. I am the one that answers all the calls, texts, and emails. And again, if you missed it, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. Feel free to pause the video, stop it, rewind it, write down the number, take a screenshot. If you know of somebody that's looking to move down here, feel free to share this video with them. That way that they can have an idea of what they're looking at, and tell them, hey, reach out, he'll text back. Because I love to help you guys make the best decision for you and your family. So I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my weekend. I'm here in the office today, so I'm gonna get back to work. I got a couple of things I gotta hammer out on the computer. So we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.